Rely on Nye, rely on Nye, rely on Nye.
Yeah, you could go ahead and subscribe now. Thanks.
Hey now y'all guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Nye coming back with another reason for you guys to keep watching. So if you're new, me too. Now we in this together, okay? So go ahead and like and subscribe because we about to get into these topics. So I kind of wanted to give you guys a little brief history about how I got started on my spiritual journey. First, I would like to say I am a Christian who studied under the Baptist doctrine. I was someone who grew up in the church. Literally, church is literally all I knew. So like from Sunday school to, we had this thing called Awana, to youth group, to dance ministry, to being on the choir. Like literally I was in every single thing. Church was definitely an escape for me. So I valued church more than I valued school, if you will. So just to kind of get you into that, and you know you had to go to school every day, so I was in church every day, every day. So starting off in church at a very young age, it's just like, you know, one, you see a lot of things. Two, you're tried you're tried on numerous occasions, like from, you know, adults to children, like it's a thing. And then, you know, you have to grow up, you kind of grow up with God, if you will, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm trying to say like he my homie or something, but literally God was there with me every step of the way. So you know, going through my elementary, middle school dramas and stuff, you know, I was always reliant on my relationship with God. So how that kind of evolved, I think, was through teaching. When you're younger, they teach you and they really want you to memorize a whole lot of scriptures. You know, you're reading off a lot of papers, just even if it's in church service or you're praying in front of everybody, it's many things to where you're active and to where you are strengthening your relationship with God and not even necessarily knowing it. So with that being said, with the unknown part, it was just like I really began getting to know God for myself in middle school. But middle school was a very hard time for me, you know, from societal pressures to, you know, parental guidance to just my personal hormones being all over the place. Like it was a lot, and I had the nerve to have attitudes and all types of like, girl, it was a lot. It would range from, you know, problems in the church, problems with myself personally, and then problems with people outside of the church, like at school or you know, at the many organizations my mom had me in when I was younger. So it was just like I constantly focused on my relationship with God in each one of those circumstances. So you know, God had been speaking to me like on some real stuff. Like I was going through a lot, y'all. Like whew, I thought I was going to go to jail at one point. I thought, you know, I thought my friend was going to kill herself at one, like it was so much going on. And then, you know, my emotional state was just like, I just felt like everybody was against me at this point. So it was just like, dang, I'm really going through some stuff right now and don't nobody understand. I was talking to my roommate and I was trying to explain to her like my relationship with God for it to make sense to her. So the analogy I used was like, it's like playing the PS2. You know, name like the hardest game possible. I applied God to even that situation. So like even when playing those games, it was just like, God, please help me win this game. Like I'm praying over a game. And it seems so, like when I tell you, it seemed so weird for real at first, but it was just like, God could help me do anything, right? God could help me in any situation. You know what I'm saying? This is, you know, where I'm at right now. This is how I'm getting to know him. Like, God, please save me from this. Like, even in Midnight Club, a racing game, literally, I'm like, God, please let me beat. Like, I would lose so many times in a row. So many times. And it's because I would aim for the perfect race each time. Like, no mess ups, no nothing. Like, boom, just win. So it's just like, God, please help me win this game. And like, he would do it. I would win. That was amazing for me. Especially at that age, it was just like, dang, like, if God can help me do this, I know he can help me through other situations. You know what I'm saying? And so I guess it started my relationship with a sense of dependency. I was a dependent. Yeah, like, God was legit my father. You know, I think that was the role I had to first acknowledge, that he was my father. And that he was there to help me and to, you know, uplift me and to love me and all that other stuff. Like, I think that's where I started. And then how I continued it, like, to even be before you guys today, it's just like all of the parables in the Bible, all the stories and stuff like that. It's just like, man, this is, to me, this is my life. You know, I'm relating every Jesus story there is to, you know, to my encounters. I think for me, it was acknowledging the changes that God has made in my life. You know what I'm saying? So, like, before he was my father, I just depended on him. And I was just like, yeah, help me get this, help me get that. You know, I know that I only got it because of you. But it was just like, you know, just help me. That's all it was. But when I started looking at Jesus and his stories and relating that to my life, it was just like, dang, you kind of more than just help. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you're really peace. Like, you're really joy. You're really comfort. Like, you're really love. You're humble. Like, but, you know, God showed that wrath. But it's just like, I had to get to know him. And it was like through the situations that I had been through, especially like in college. Like, man, I remember in college, because I'm like, I'm gonna bring God wherever I go. Like, that was my whole thing. Like, not bring, you know what I'm saying, but it's just like, God is in me. He gonna be actively within me everywhere that I go. So it's just like, you know, in college, that was my first time getting freedom, you know. First time partying, all types of stuff. Especially then going to Atlanta. Oh, man. Okay. That was a shocker. So it was like, even in Atlanta, people would be like, Naya, because God is dope. In Atlanta, God is dope. That's a bomb, you know, bomb brand, notable brand. Like, everybody wear that brand. But everybody wear that brand in the daytime. When it comes to a party, you're not expecting to see nobody and know God is dope in a party. You know what I mean? So, literally, I will wear my God is dope shirt. And people be like, Naya, you know what environment you in right now? Like, you know where you at? You're not supposed to wear that shirt here. Respectfully, I had to reply and be like, you know, if I can't bring God into this place where I'm at right now, that means I don't need to be here. Plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, even in that conversation, it was just like, dang, like, I see, you know what I'm saying? I see you type stuff, you know? And then hopefully it went into like, dang, I see God for real. Like, cause especially that party was something. Like, it's crazy how God works. I know my first party ever, it was on this, what is it called? Griffin Street, right? So I think it was a lot of people's first parties, actually. Like, yeah, and we were all freshmen too, so it was just like, dang, freshmen, you know, this party finna be lit. Like, ooh, party. That's what we all like looked for in a college experience. So it was like, let's go. When you first went in, you opened the door and it was like a fog. like from all the smoke. Like I felt like it was like the movies. Oh my gosh, I was so excited. But it was all this fog and smoke. So literally you walk in, it's just like it's smoke, and then there's people, and it's just like you can't even for real just walk in like just, you know, casually going to a party. Like, no, you had to immediately push your way or work your way through a crowd. Literally, I'm standing there, I'm like, you know, something wrong. And it's not that I'm at this party that's wrong, you know what I'm saying? It's just I don't feel right in my spirit for real. Even though this is my first party, I could have just been scared X, Y, and Z. But I was just like, you know, it's more than that. It's more than that. So like wallflower me, because I was definitely nervous. But you know, I'm standing there and I'm with my friend. I'm just like, I don't think this is it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, all right, I think I think it's time for me to go. Like, we had came with a big group of girls, lost everybody. When I tell you everybody, we lost everybody. So it was me and this girl. We decided to leave. So we walking back, and man, we got followed by this car with a whole bunch of guys in the car. I'm sitting there like, dag nabbit. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what are we supposed to do? I ain't go to school, ain't teach me this, church ain't teach me this. Like, what am I supposed to do right now? It's crazy. And so they hollering out the window, you know, they slowing their car down, they, you know, trying to get us to come with them. And it's just like, oh, I don't think this is it for real. I was like, God, please, Father, please help me right now. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, you know, me trying to be grown. Like, I'm your child for real. And I see that I still need you, man. Like, I was like, God, like, just please help me through this one. Like, I'm sorry. I got to apologize and all. I was scared out my daggone mind. And so literally a guy like was dang near out the car, and the car had stopped for a minute too, and we were still walking. I was like, oh my God. But I was just like, yeah, we're about to go to this other party. Now they like, oh, where the party at? Like, still talking. It was like, oh my gosh, they still following us. Literally followed us till they couldn't follow us no more, like on some wild stuff. So literally, God helped me through that situation, and I was able to get home. I was safe, I was good, you know, she was safe, she was good. But it was just like next day we heard from all of our friends that basically after we had left, like right after we had left, it was a whole shootout. The whole party, like, you know, people disperse when they hear them shots. So it was a whole shootout, and like mad people just had to dip like out of nowhere, and they was telling us like it was the scariest thing they went through and blah 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 blah. And I was just like, dang, if God ain't tell me to leave when he told me to leave, I would have been in a pickle. Because like I said in my last video, I can't do all of that. I'm not built like that. Talking about running, what? Excuse me? No ma'am, no sir. Like, that's not happening. So you know, on some wild stuff, God really be showing me some things. I feel like what's drawing me to this part of my channel is more of how God has been with me, how he's matured me, how he's or how he continually shows his love for me. It's just like, you know, I want to embody those same characteristics and then go ahead and, I don't know, help spread his word. Because it's just like, you know, even the small things from, you know, God, them group of girls over there talking about me. I know they talking about me because my best friend told me they was talking about me last week. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, please give me, you know, please give me the strength to not pop them, or, you know, please give me the strength to not hurt them like how they hurt me. I'm all about healing, growth, and just and love and happiness, peace, joy. Like, you know, if I could help other people find that, and not in a person per se, but in God, in themselves, I think that's something that I'm aiming to do. Just because I know how important it is. You know, when people be like, oh, you gotta work on yourself, or I'm working on myself. Sometimes that's a defense mechanism, but we'll talk about that later too. But you know how people literally, sometimes you gotta work on yourself. You gotta work on your relationship with God. You gotta work on, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's more to life than your encounters with other people, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So it's like your people, your environment, yourself, you know, God, you know, there are different aspects of life. And so I'm all about developing each one of those aspects. And I think with this channel, I don't want you guys just to hear my story, but I would like for you all to hear other people's stories as well. Because, you know, people generalize Christians to where it's like they're all the same. Or they all have the same experiences, or they're perfect, and I don't even know what that is. Perfection? Excuse me. Like, my name is Nya Green. Nowhere near perfection. I will say this though, having a relationship with God, it's not perfect, right? And then it's not always like in a straight line of an increase like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not everybody's path. And I was listening to this sermon. It's by Stephen Furtick or something like that. I'll put the link in the description below. But basically it was a sermon on being trapped in transition. And so I would say for me, that was something I definitely needed to hear. That was something I definitely related to, because it was just like, he was talking about how, like, during a transitional period, that's one of our most vulnerable states. And so that's where we can easily get distracted, or we could easily you know, we could easily fall into the wrong path type of stuff. We could easily make wrong decisions because, you know, things will happen in a flash. So it's just like, just using, I guess, driving as an example. So when you driving, right, you going straight on the highway, right, there's a merging lane for other cars to come on, right? And in between that, or the next point, is where you can get off. Right? So you going straight, people coming in, people getting off. That's a transitional period where a lot is, what is this? Okay. Where a lot is happening. So it's just like, you know, me being, if I'm going straight on the highway, right? And, you know, I see all this commotion, but, you know, I'm trying to drive for real. Like, I'm just trying to get to where God telling me to go. And, you know, I'm not focusing on this commotion. That's cool. But if somebody come in on the highway and cut me off, we got a problem. I'm no longer cool, calm, and collected. Okay, you know, I feel some type of way now, because now I feel like they cut me off. I gotta get them back. I gotta let them know who I am, because I got skills, like, you know, all types of stuff. So it went from, you know, me being so focused on getting God to, all right, this person just pissed me off. And I gotta see what was going on in their minds when they did that, because I'm gonna roll up on them, look in their face, like, are they gonna hit me with the I'm sorry, or are they gonna hit me with the finger? Like, because, you know, all of a sudden I think that the finger situation would be a whole nother, you know what I'm saying, whole nother distraction. So it's just like, you know, especially with this time in my life, I'm going through so many transitions, you know, whether it's with school, you know, my job, you know, my focus on God. It's just my focus on my family, and, you know, growing and developing our relationships even more. It's just like, there are a lot of things that I'm given to. It's a lot of different ways I can go with my situation, my current state. And so I think right now more than ever, it's so important for me to stay focused on God, who he's called me to be. This is something that I feel like is needed for a lot of people, especially when you know, looking at your relationship with God and how to deepen it, how to grow it, you know, reading the word, studying the word, you know, two different things. You know, praying, you know, how praying, y'all, it took me a minute. We could do a whole nother video on praying, but you know, how to pray, what to pray for, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many things that I feel like we just need to talk about. We just need to go ahead and be honest, be our authentic selves, because it's just like that can help somebody. You know, somebody had to be authentic with me in order for me to even get to where I am. So I know that this is called for. You know what I mean? Okay, Nye allies, thank you so much for watching my channel. Thank you so much for just supporting me and, you know, the vision that I have, and, you know, the calling that God's placed on my life. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing. You know what I'm saying? Continue to do that. I appreciate you. Like, but, you know, this is truly going to be a journey. This is something that, you know, isn't for the faint at heart, okay? So if y'all here with me, you know, go ahead and comment down below what other kind of videos you would like to see, or if you're having a hard time in your spiritual journey, what type of videos would you like to see regarding this topic, like just to help you out. And I'm pretty sure this is gonna help me out too, because once we get into them topics, bro, y'all gonna bring back some memories. Like, whew. I want to relearn my lessons with y'all. Like, some of the stuff is just like, I definitely need a refresher. I need that course right now, ASAP. You know, and other things, it's just like what I was saying from the first video. It's just like, you know, sometimes we don't realize, you know, different situations, or we don't realize, you know, how we've grown, or how I don't know how much God even loved us in different situations. So I'm really excited to see all of the ways that he's loved me. Oh, yeah, I want that. So you guys, thank you so much for watching my channel. It means the world to me. Thank you for, you know, just supporting me, supporting my journey, and really going through this with me. You know what I'm saying? It means so much. So I can't wait to see y'all comments. I can't wait to you know, go further in this journey, because we about to do this thing. All right, you dig? What's up? It's cold. It's cold. It's cold. It's cold. Heat up, dance. It's cold. It's cold. It's cold. Okay. I guess I'll just see y'all in the next video.